Welcome to a new journey of understanding and wisdom on Life Lesson TV. Have you ever wondered why virtue is important and how it impacts our personal life? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Virtue, a concept as old as human civilization itself, is often seen as the cornerstone of ethical living. It comes from the Latin word virtus, which means excellence. And in its purest form, it represents the best of our humanity: kindness, integrity, courage, and wisdom. But what does it truly mean to be virtuous? The Stoics, ancient philosophers who valued rationality and self-control, saw virtue in a unique light. To them, virtue was its own reward. It was not about performing good deeds for recognition or praise, but about doing good for the sake of goodness itself. It was about aligning one's actions with one's principles, not for external validation, but for internal satisfaction. This Stoic philosophy invites us to reflect deeply on our motivations. Why do we do good? Is it to be seen, to be applauded, or is it because we believe in the inherent value of kindness and benevolence? Virtue is not just about the act itself, but also about the intent behind it. It's not merely about giving to charity, but about understanding why we give, recognizing the shared humanity that connects us all. To practice virtue in this way is to nurture the seed of integrity within us. It's about allowing authenticity to blossom, not in the spotlight of external recognition, but in the quiet inner garden of genuine kindness. This form of silent virtue reverberates through our actions, touching the lives of others in subtle but deeply meaningful ways. This perspective frees us from the chains of social expectation, allowing us to act in alignment with our authentic selves. By detaching from the desire for social approval and letting our benevolent actions emanate from a place of sincere kindness, we cultivate a form of virtue that remains unchanging, constant, and unwavering, regardless of external variables. The practice of virtue is a journey of self-discovery and personal growth, where the reward is not an external validation, but an internal satisfaction. Once upon a time, there was a man who practiced silent virtue, an act of kindness that did not seek recognition or applause. In the heart of a bustling city lived a man who was known to the world as a simple tailor. He stitched clothes with meticulous precision, his hands moving like a symphony of grace and purpose. But what the world did not know was that he was also a weaver of kindness, stitching the fabric of humanity with threads of silent virtue. Every day he would wake up before the sun rose and venture out into the quiet city. He would clean the streets, help the homeless find shelter, and provide food to those who had none. He did all this without a word, his actions speaking louder than any proclamation of goodwill. He did not seek the spotlight, nor did he desire applause. His reward was not in recognition, but in the act of kindness itself. The man's motivations were simple yet profound. He believed in the intrinsic value of virtue, in doing good for the sake of goodness itself. He acted not out of obligation or expectation, but out of a genuine desire to make a difference, to add a touch of warmth to the cold world. This was his silent virtue, a quiet testament to his integrity and authenticity. His deeds, though silent, had a profound impact on his life and those around him. They were like pebbles thrown into a still pond, creating ripples that spread far and wide. He saw the streets he cleaned become a place of pride for the locals. He saw the homeless he helped find shelter, regain their dignity and hope. He saw the people he fed share their meals with others. His silent virtue was not just an act, but a catalyst, igniting a chain reaction of kindness. But the most significant impact was on the man himself. Each act of silent virtue refined his character, nurtured his empathy, and deepened his understanding of humanity. He was not just a tailor of clothes, but a tailor of his soul, shaping it with the needle of kindness and the thread of silent virtue. Through his story, we see the transformative power of silent virtue, of actions performed not for recognition, but for the inherent goodness they embody. We see that kindness does not need an audience, it simply needs a willing heart. We see that virtue is not a grand spectacle, but a quiet whisper, a subtle echo that resonates in the silence of our actions. The man's silent virtue was a testament to the power of genuine kindness and selflessness, a virtue that is its own reward. His story is an invitation to each of us to weave our own tapestry of silent virtue, to stitch our own symphony of kindness, and to discover the transformative power of genuine goodness. The story of the man who practiced silent virtue illustrates the transformative power of virtue. It's a tale that invites us to delve into the depths of our actions, to question not just the what and the how, but the why. When we engage in acts of kindness, not for recognition or reward, but because it aligns with our core principles, we tap into a profound form of authenticity. This authenticity is the bedrock of virtue, an unshakable foundation that allows us to stand firm amidst the shifting sands of life. Practicing virtue as its own reward cultivates a sense of integrity that is as deep as it is resilient. Like a tree with roots burrowed deep into the earth, this form of integrity is not easily swayed by the winds of external validation. It allows us to remain true to ourselves even when the applause fades and the spotlight dims. Moreover, this practice frees us from the chains of social expectation. It's like stepping off a stage and into a world of genuine, unscripted interactions. Without the need for a script or a mask, we're able to express ourselves in ways that are deeply aligned with our authentic being. And as we walk this path, guided by the gentle hand of virtue, we find ourselves on a journey towards true morality and integrity. This journey is not about seeking approval or conforming to societal norms, but about living in alignment with our deepest values and principles. The power of virtue is transformative. It changes not just how we act, but how we view ourselves and the world around us. It invites us to step into a place of authenticity, to cultivate a sense of integrity that is unchanging and constant, and to walk a path of true morality and integrity. Practicing virtue for its own reward is not just an act of kindness, but an act of courage, resilience, and authenticity. It's about discovering the power within ourselves to live in alignment with our values, to act with integrity, and to make a meaningful impact on the world around us. But how can we cultivate and practice virtue in our daily lives? Let's delve into this. Firstly, mindfulness plays a pivotal role. By being present in each moment, we become aware of our actions and the motivations behind them. Instead of being on autopilot, we consciously choose how to react, how to behave, and how to treat others. Next, make reflection a regular part of your routine. Take some time each day to contemplate your actions and decisions. Ask yourself, was I acting out of kindness or was I seeking recognition? Was I genuine or was I merely playing a role? This self-awareness can be an effective tool for personal growth. Now let's talk about empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand the feelings of others, to walk a mile in their shoes. It's a powerful catalyst for kindness and compassion. Practice empathy without expecting anything in return. Genuine empathy is offered freely without thought of reward. Moreover, practice random acts of kindness. Hold the door open for a stranger. Help an elderly neighbor with their groceries. Write a thank you note to a friend just because. These small gestures can have a big impact not only on the recipient, but also on you. They nurture the seed of virtue within you, allowing it to grow and flourish. And remember, perfection is not the goal here. We all stumble and fall sometimes. What matters is that we get back up, learn from our mistakes, and strive to do better next time. Lastly, let your actions speak louder than your words. Virtue isn't about grand declarations. It's about the choices we make every day. It's about the way we treat others, even when no one is watching. Remember, the road to virtue is a journey, not a destination. It's about being true to ourselves and doing good for the sake of doing good. Today we delved into the fascinating world of virtue. We've navigated the complex intricacies of this noble quality, understanding how it invites us to perform good deeds discreetly, away from the spotlight. nurturing our integrity and authenticity. We've shared the story of silent virtue, a gentle echo of unconditional, selfless kindness that touches lives in deeply meaningful ways. We've explored the transformative power of virtue, a direct reflection of our deepest values and principles, which liberates us from the chains of social expectations. Lastly, we journeyed down the road to virtue, learning how to detach from the desire for social approval, and instead, act from a place of genuine kindness. As we journey towards cultivating virtue, remember that true reward lies within us, in our growth, our authenticity, and our integrity. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep living with authenticity. Remember that life is a journey. Be sure to visit lifelesson.tv for more.